And we're going to be live any second because it lags a little bit. Setting up. Okay. I believe we should be live. Let me mute us. There we go. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm here with Dr. Ebru. And we are going to talk about more beauty trends and beauty news and the dirt and the ugly underbelly of beauty, because there is one.
True.
So Ebru, I think we said today we were going to start and talk about the Lipstick Lesbians controversy.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
It is interesting because with all the things you hear that happen, this is one that I'm like, wait, what did they do? And I was surprised because it's just not really something that I've ever heard anyone do before. And for those of you who are wondering what the hell I'm talking about, they sold lab samples, right? And without disclosing that. And I think that's maybe, I don't know. I don't know I haven't read every article, so I don't know all the ins and outs of exactly what happened and how they got caught and but essentially well, Ebru, you know this, you're a chemist. Why don't you talk about what is a lab sample and why is this not a good idea?
First of all, let's look at the background of Lipstick Lesbians. They're both amazing two women. I give them that. And Alexis and Christina. And Alexis's background is as NARS makeup artist and product development, and Christina has a PhD in education technology, as far as I know. So they are together. They came up with this beauty platform where they've been educating people and consumers how the products are made, what manufacturers do. They go and test and everything. So Alexis usually picks up the products, watches it, tells you the contract manufacturer or country of origin or like key actives and whatnot. So that's great as industry knowledge, seeing the background and the texture because they are testing so many products. They know the texture differences and everything. So when they came up with the leak labs, it was very interesting. So they had a lot of press behind them. Everybody picked it up. They know everybody. As far as I understand from what I read and what I watched, they source formulas directly from the supplier labs and formulations that were shown at the trade shows or pitched to the brands that never got picked up. So they were kind of calling these like innovation orphans, and instead of waiting for 6 to 12 months or more than that for a product to reach to retail, they would drop early, collect the consumer feedback, and decide whether to make it permanent or archive it. So the first one they started was this Amplify Flexi powder, which was this disc. It looked like leather to me, but it was a water activated pigment disc. And it was made by this Carrigan-based flexible membrane. So they basically put on all that color on that membrane, and they sold it for $34, and it sold out the day it launched. It's great until that part, but after that everything started falling apart, because I was like, and all the formulators were looking, and I have a couple of formulator friends, so I'm like, gosh, this is a R&D sample. Is it okay to sell? I mean, what's going? And they were like, what is going on here? So all the formulators were like, what? So it makes you question. So what went wrong? Right? That's the question.
Yeah, and the shame is how you started talking about it. There was a lot of things they were doing that were good in terms of transparency and showcasing the process and helping people understand products and ingredients and textures and stuff. And so, yeah, this just felt like to me feels like a rookie mistake. like, if you don't know any better and you don't really know what the labs are doing and stuff, like, okay, maybe you're gonna do that. But it seems like they should have known better. I don't know. Or
I
maybe they were
had the
using
same
it as
question.
consumer feedback. Like, if that's really what they were using and they didn't want to invest in the full run yet, and they figured, well, let's just see what people think. Um, so do you think they're going to be able to recover from this?
You never know. People have a very short time memory. People come back with worse.
True.
So the interesting part is, yes, they should have known better. And they've been in the industry and they know how industry can be ruthless, you
Yeah.
know, can be unforgiving sometimes. So, I mean, the whole shamil about the press release and everything, I was like, this is gonna fail because I was looking at it, it's like, this is gonna fail. Because one of the things they used during their conversations was they described their customers as a part of the beauty's largest focus group, basically a huge lab rat group. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want to be do that, and I'm paying for it. Like you're paying for it,
Right.
and
If they were
testing.
giving them for free to
Yeah,
test, that's different. That's like, hey, we're testing some stuff. Do you want to try it and give us feedback? Yeah, but if you're paying for it with the expectation that this is a finished product,
no, 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 no,
that's a
no.
whole
I
different
mean,
animal.
so the backlash hit because everybody was like they couldn't use it because it's not easy to use. First of all, as a consumer, you're used to either powdered or some kind of cream blush. You're not used to having a disc in your hand and getting it wet and putting it on your face. And
Yeah.
made me think, I'm like, I'm putting it on my face. Did they preserve this good? Because I'm just basically putting bacteria onto that
Right.
goddamn filter. And I'm like, it doesn't make good. It doesn't feel good to me, as an immunologist. But it's they also were looking at the comments because I was following them, and critics were like, we just don't get it. So that is not a good message.
Do you think that there's too much pressure for this like quick turnaround for beauty products and launches and news? Because it does feel like that when you're in the industry that if you don't have something new to say, forget it. Like the algorithms for all the marketplaces we're on favor news.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like, so it's like if you're a brand that just has a really good product and it's actually just as good today as it was 5 years ago, it's not that interesting to people.
exactly. And that is because we have become a society of use it and throw it away. Use it, throw
Yeah,
it. But if a formula is good 5 years ago and it's still working, why change it? Of course, there might be better peptides coming up. You can add those to it. That's what La Mer did. So La Mer, when they have their skeleton, it's just
yeah,
sitting there. What they did was there were newer peptides, better peptides, and they added those and said, we renewed it, it's revamped. They didn't even change the packaging because it's the same
yeah,
thing. It's just a better ingredient. But you're right. And it's all about instant gratification these days. You get
yeah,
it and you're like, oh, I got the newest stuff. But it doesn't mean that it's the best stuff. There are some creams that are tested by time. And
right,
during that time, if it's still awesome, it's gonna be awesome for a long time. So that's why I like
yeah,
older formulas. Depends on who's making, of course, and the formulator. When I look at it, it's like, okay, this ingredient is really good. The skeleton is fantastic. Why would I go for Rhode and get her, for example, Lippy, where I have, for example, XYZ lipstick and it's fantastic for, I don't know, 10 years?
yeah. Well, I guess this is one for the books. We will have to watch and see what happens because this is sort of a little bit of uncharted territory to see how this plays out, I think. I mean, this happened a few months ago, so it's fresh, but it's not that fresh. Like it's
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of,
Oh yeah. And what's the message from this, from indie beauty founders or customers? So for the customers, don't spend your money just like that based on the hype. Just have a
Right.
look, like your money is valuable.
Yeah.
And for the indie founders or any beauty founder, stop following the trends. Trends don't live, and you crash and burn and you spend a lot of money at the end.
Yes, that is absolute truth. Well, okay, this wraps our take on the list, can't even speak. Lipstick